Aloha, it is Dave Lawrence, and a big mahalo for tuning in and catching this. I'm at the Blaisdell Arena complex, actually in the Blaisdell Exhibition Hall, and it's a real thrill because I have somebody with me who's going to be performing in the islands, and it's Orianthi. Aloha, Orianthi.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm very good. Thanks for taking a moment for us.
Oh, of course. It's amazing to be here in Hawaii, and I can't wait to play the show tomorrow with my band, so it's going to be a blast.
Well, it's going to be huge to have you here. And now you have a brand new song, Courage, with one of my favorite singers. I have liked Lacey from Flyleaf so much, and she is so talented. How did you first get hooked up with her?
Actually, through my producer, Howard Benson, and he's been doing her records for a while, Flyleaf Records, and he thought it'd be a really good match for us to team up and do the song together because she's a really spiritual person, and the lyrics for Courage really affected her when she heard them because I'd recorded the song before just by myself, and she heard it, and then she's like, I'd love to be part of it, and so we had a blast hanging out, shooting the music video because I hadn't actually met her because she came in and recorded her part when I wasn't there, so. We got to shoot the music video together, and she's super cool.
Was it the producer's idea to have her on that track, or did you think, maybe it would lend itself to her?
Well, it was actually Howard's, suggestion, but then when I heard her voice, I thought it's incredible.
It just made sense. Yeah, that's why you have a producer, huh?
Yeah, right. No, she's amazing.
That's cool. She's a special woman. And before we get into your music, just because we are in Hawaii, do you have any experience in the islands? Have you been here before?
No, first time here.
So never been here, and you've been all around the world now. Are there any initial impressions you get of Hawaii, or you've been here too short a time to have any determination?
It's beautiful. I love the weather. It reminds me a lot of Miami and Queensland, Australia. Everyone's like really relaxed over here. A lot of people on vacation, so everyone's kind of happy. So I dig the vibe.
I think the weather and the vacations influence it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome, and the view that we have from our hotel room is just amazing.
That's cool. Well, we're glad that you're here making your first visit to the islands as a guitarist who's known really you're a diverse kind of guitarist. You can do really heavy kind of riffs. You can also do really melodic kind of poppy sounds. Are there any of the Hawaiian instruments that mean anything to you, like ukuleles or pedal steel guitar, anything like that?
I actually played a couple. I was walking through the hotel, and they had a couple of shops with the Hawaiian-tuned ukuleles, and I started jamming out on a few. I actually want to get a few, so they're really good for planes, actually. I get really bored on planes. So.
That's perfect for you.
Right? I could just sit there and jam out. I don't know about the other people around me, but, it'd be super cool.
Is it hard to transfer to using something like that?
It is, yeah, definitely to get used to the tunings. But once you get the hang of it, if I practice for a while, get it down.
I can't imagine it would stop you. In your journey around the world, you've been to enough places you can actually do some comparison. I've never been to Adelaide. I'm sure a lot of people are curious about where you grew up. Now that you've been around the world and can sort of compare it to other places, try to describe for us the world that you grew up in.
Growing up in Adelaide is so different from obviously LA, where I'm living right now. It's a really quiet city, and it was kind of a good place to grow up because it was just really quiet. I had a lot of animals around me. My dad had an awesome record collection, and there was a good sort of cover band scene when I was about 15 till about 21. I would play out probably 3 nights a week in a cover band to different audiences, and it's a lot of fun to do that, and it's also great to learn that way, playing in front of different audiences and just learning a ton of songs too, because you have like 3 sets. You finish at like 3 a.m. You got to lug your own gear, and I did that for a while, and I love Adelaide, and we actually went home and did a headlining show there not too long ago, and that just felt really great, to look out and see all my family and friends there, and pretty cool.
What's the geography like? I mean, in terms of, do they have palm trees and stuff there?
They have a few. Near Glenelg, actually, at the beach in Adelaide. We always used to go down there, and there's heaps of palm trees around there.
So it's like semi-tropical?
Sort of.
I've always been curious just because where it is on the map.
Yeah, it's right at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah. Our weather's really strange. They say we have like 4 seasons in one day or something.
Right, and like winter and summer are opposite of ours.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, so I'm going to go home for Christmas. So we're going to have a barbecue, and we're going to be in basically this attire. And in America, everyone's going to be freezing their butts off. So.
Do you say the Barbie?
Sometimes, yeah.
People really talk like that? The Barbie.
We don't say g'day a lot, though. See, a lot of people think we say g'day, mate, but we don't. Some people in Sydney do, but usually, in Adelaide, and I guess where you go, people have different accents. Like it's stronger in Sydney, I think, than Adelaide, and yeah.
It's kind of like the east and west coast of the U.S. actually, when you're describing it. It's been well written and well documented in many interviews with you and at your website and other places about your journey. You were a young kid. Your dad had all these amazing records, probably a lot of the records I grew up listening to, and they made this big impression on you. Of looking back, when you're looking at it from now, what are the actual albums? Like, what was the first album, or what are the albums that really have moved you?
Really moved me. I first started strumming along to Roy Orbison records, and I just thought he was incredible. And the Beatles, Elvis Presley. It's so awesome to be here because this is where Aloha from Hawaii was shot there.
Just across the hallway here.
Yeah, that's amazing. I actually got a photo with the statue out there.
You will be playing that stage tomorrow night.
It's crazy. Very, very awesome. And yeah, just strumming along to Elvis songs. And then I studied classical for a bit. But when I heard Santana play, that was the turning point for me. So Sacred Fire video live in Mexico is definitely one of my favorite videos of all time.
I'm very familiar with the 1993 era of 94 era of Santana.
Yeah, so that was amazing, and I always say to people, you got to check out that live DVD because his tone, just the way he hits his notes, is everything. It's just it's amazing, and just really really moved me.
So it was not some old Santana that brought you your connection to Santana. It was really, it's 17 years ago now, but it's something of a contemporary record.
Yeah, when I saw him in concert, I just thought it was incredible. And then my dad had a big record collection, so he had all of his records, like Braxis and whatnot. And so I listened to those records after, sort of hearing him live.
Okay, so they came after. So it started
afterwards, yeah. And then I sort of studied his old records, like Europa and Samapati, Oyukumaba, Gajara, all those songs. I basically learned every single Santana song. And I was sort of obsessive about it because I just loved his music so much and the way he played. So, and then, I got to a point where I got to listen to other players too. So B.B. King, Freddie King, Stevie Ray Vaughan, and Steve Vai. My first support was actually opening for Steve Vai when I was 14. So that was pretty crazy.
So you've gone from worshiping Carlos to having your own Paul Reed Smith guitar.
Yeah, that was really surreal, playing at the NAMM show. I would go there from, I think it was 2003 was the first time I went over to the NAMM show. I was invited by Paul, and I used to play in the booth, surrounded by all the beautiful PRSs, to finally have, my model. It was just a trip. It really was.
That's got to be. That's a huge thing. And is that the one we're going to see you playing that, I'm assuming? Or?
Yeah, I'm going to play it, definitely.
Do you play a lot of different guitars in the show?
Yes, I do. Quite a few guitar changes.
How many guitars do you bring on the road?
Oh, gosh. I think I have, the last tour we had, 10, maybe more. So I think we cut down a little bit for this tour, but because we're playing here in Hawaii, then we're heading off to Japan, and we actually went on the Glam Nation tour with Adam Lambert before and had a ton of guitars out there, and they're also different. They all got different tunings for different songs, and for break a string, you need a backup. So, yeah, they all get used.